All right, it is super late. I don't have time to have Mario edit the video, and I had to make the thumbnail. So this is going to be an iffy video, but it's going to bang. We're going to be talking about the 3 worst abilities in the game for Guardians, I guess, and it's going to be highlighting them, what to do to improve them, and why they are so bad. It's going to be a banger video IMO because it's going to be no Mario, so no editing, no good thumbnail. It's just going to be you, me, and a really good video. Let's fucking go. So starting with the first Guardian that we're going to talk about, and this is where I got the video idea from. It was somebody in my comments. We were talking about Sylvanas 3 and kind of what makes it so bad. Why is it so bad? And it kind of comes down to, why is this ability so limited in what it does and so weak when Maui's 1 is able to do as much as it can do and make Maui still so safe as he uses it? So the big differences that were highlighted between them, and I agree with, is Sylvanas 3 pulls through walls, it stuns, and he also tried to say that depending on reaction time, but you've got almost an entire second to beads. If you can't beads in an entire second, you probably should be playing easier video games like Tetris. Actually, even in Tetris, you need a reaction time. I've got nothing. You probably should just read a book. But Nature's Grasp, those are like the 3 big highlights. You look at Maui on the other side, it does damage. Maui can move as he's using it. He can bait you, and if he's walking at you like this, you kind of have to like respect him, give him that space. When Sylvanas pulls, he roots himself, which is the worst part. It also doesn't do damage. And even though he stuns as you pull, Maui cripples you as he pulls you in. So either you're beadsing out of both of them, or you can use your CC immune ult to get out of Maui ult. But I mean, at the end of the day, that's a base cooldown for CC immunity ult. Yes, you maybe don't have kill potential anymore, but you can chase him down. You have the big ult. If they do ult, say it's an all-in hurry, he has no beads. You pull him in, and as soon as you hit him with the pull, he starts ulting. So it cancels your pull. Well, you chase him down. Maybe you jump on him. He jumps away. When he jumps away, you throw out the Maui ult and you pull him back in. Sylvanas, if it's beads, that's it. Or even worse, they beads it and they just kill you because you're sitting still for that entire time. That's why, and like there's 5v5 team fights, Sylvanas tries to walk up, hits pull. Well, unfortunate. Maybe it was a good attempt, but as you walked up looking for the pull, Sylla just walks up and roots you, crushes you. You're getting drilled by auto attacks the entire time. So I think, and this is something that Genetics talks about, but if this had like bigger range, 5-10 units, instantly Sylvanas feels better, because that's like that range, that like 55 to 70 range units where they can't hit you with autos, and a lot of abilities are kind of on that edge of 55 units. So they can't hit you, but your pull still has a little bit of threat on them. You're still slow. It's still going to be coming out really slow. But those like 5-10 units really matter. Yes, it's only a 12-second cooldown, but on a god that's really not safe, and then you also root yourself as you pull, you don't have like a dash immunity to get out. It's a very painful ability. The next one we're going to be talking about is Xingqiu. It is a slow ability that... Oh, that was like my fix to Sylv, by the way. It's just make the 3 longer. Let me finish Sylv, because that just reminds me. Pulling through the walls is sick. Like, if you know somebody's walking through and you can hit a pull, like, fantastic. But 90% of the time, if they know you're there and you like try to hit a pull through a wall, they're just going to avoid the wall and walk away from the wall. Like, if you're running down a team and one of them jumps the wall, you don't even have time to try to pull through that wall unless you're literally even with them and then pulling them before they even jump. But if they jump first and you're 5 units behind, you have no opportunity to pull. It's too slow. Anyway, Xingqiu. This is a very slow ability that DRs itself, which is the worst part. Your knock up stacks 2 points of DR, and then your root is never lasting for this 1.6 to 2 seconds. Unless you somehow miss the 2 knock up and then root, but then it's a root. And roots are the worst AC in the game. And I guess it's fitting that the root change really hurts Sylvanas and Xingqiu more than anyone else, because they're both very reliant on their roots. And by the root change, I mean DRing. Roots get DR'd now. Roots used to not get DR'd. They do now. Xingqiu's got some really good potential in his kit. His 1 is probably one of the best anti-ADC abilities in the game, like right there with Bologna 3, Bologna 1. His 1 is or 3 is a very safe jump. His ult pulls beads. Maybe it's not the greatest ability, but it pulls beads. His 2 is a short range, long cast time ability that DRs itself. And I mean, it does okay damage, but 90 damage for a lot of the times you're just getting damage returned into your face. And if you do ever hit like a knockup part of it, and then say that on her is trying to peel out his mage, you just get impaled away because that casting time, that 2 is so long, and then it interrupts the actual root portion of it. It's like the 2 is just not a good ability. It's good into characters that don't have dashes or don't have jumps or something like that, like a movement ability. But how many characters nowadays aren't picking a movement ability? There's so many movement abilities in the game. I think this one's just like a problem with old characters where they punish, you know, gods that didn't have jumps or dashes. Now that there's so many that do, this ability is going to feel even worse. What would I do for this ability? Well, the easiest answer would to be the root change, but that's not realistic. So we'll pass that one off. But realistically, that is probably one of the better changes for it. I think it's just maybe even completely removing the knockup part of it and just making it, I don't know, like he smashes in front and just roots himself. Or if there's only a knockup part of it, and there's no root, and it's maybe just like a higher knockup. Because, I mean, it would just make him a knockup character, which I think is fine. But I think both of these together just don't fit very well. The root duration doesn't last very long. Or maybe just on this character specifically, the root portion maybe doesn't TR. Maybe that's something they can do. No idea. I'm not a developer. That's just my idea. And then lastly, Kumba. And it's throwback. This ability is so bad. Like, I feel like the character is supposed to be like he's holding a minion here. If the enemy is a minion, he throws them. Why is this such low damage? I feel like this should be like, it would be really interesting if this was like way more damage if you hit them with the flying minion. Like I'm not talking 370. I'm talking 500 base, or maybe it's yeah, I don't know. But like this should be insanely high. I think. Make it so like there's actually value to poke with your 1. And then he kind of has a niche as like a poke character. But his 1 is just such a bad ability now. It's a movement ability that gets blocked by enemies. There's no CC on it. There's no safety on it. That you just, a lot of times you're using this ability, it's to run away or to do a tiny bit of damage. Because you're not doing 350 or 370. This is getting mitigated very, very high. I think, I don't know. This character is in such a weird spot. You could even do something like his 1 now roots, like he dashes over gods and roots them and then put something else on the 2. But I think this character just needs a full-blown rework. He's so annoying even when he's not good, but his 1 is so bad. And right now he's not even in a good spot. I was pulling it up actually because somebody's talking about Kumba in the comments too. Guys, Kumba is such a bad character. This character wins 43% of his games. He is literally the worst god in the game. He's been the worst god in the game for a long while. He is not good. I actually think his passive is in a decent spot. 120-second cooldown is something where you can actually make use of this every time it's up. And I even think Uppercut is in a fine spot. 3-2, both fine. 1 is just a bad ability. It doesn't make sense in the kit. It's like an old character just not doing enough. I think doing something where you put CC off of one of these abilities and onto this one and then give them something else, I think that would be interesting. Don't know how it would work. Again, this is just thinking spitball and stuff like that. But yeah, that's the video. Three really bad Guardian abilities. What I would do to them. I guess I didn't really say a good one for the throwback, but it happens. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. Hope you guys liked the thumbnail too. I did really well, didn't I? And I hope you guys have a wonderful day. See you guys again next time. Peace.